Good morning, guys. It is officially my final day, well, almost my final day, my final full day here in Madrid. Today I'm gonna visit the Prado Museum and I'm gonna visit, there's like a bunch of museums around it, so I'm gonna go visit all of those. I'm gonna try to, right? I was gonna say, oh yeah, so last night I stayed in, I didn't go back out there. I was way too tired. If I was gonna make myself go, I was depriving myself of sleep, and the old Michelle would have totally done that, but no, sleep is a priority for me. I would have liked the ambiance earlier in the morning, but I didn't want to be cold, and then I ended up buying a bunch of clothes. I'm in the steak restaurant. It's empty in here, thankfully. Too much stimulation is overwhelming for me, so I like this better sometimes. And just drinking my water. I'm gonna look at the menu and see what I get here. I saw this spot earlier today and I was like, oh no, it opens at 12:30. But I'm here because I get what I want, so. Okay, I'll show you what I get, 1 second. And I love the waters here. This is what they look like. It's glass. This is my water. And the olives. It took a while, but it's here.
And these blue hillsides far below me, later light is coming. Under surveying sky, here we are. Under surveying sky, hear me now. Checking into a hotel, a change of my plans. Later light is coming. Under surveying sky, hear me now. Under amazing star, here we are. These my mountains far below me, later light is falling. Hear me now. And take a chance and don't let go, 'cause once we do it won't be there no more. Yeah, we could have it all. Stay up late and look at stars. They say life's better if you look through the dark. Yeah, we could have it all. Trip to Paris and Rome. found a heaven and we'll call it yeah, we could have it all. Scream out loud and go through hell. Better with you than with anyone else. Yeah, we could have it all.
Back at the hotel for the last night. This is my last night here. So I have to be at the airport tomorrow, 3 hours before my flight, which is at 8 p.m. It's a 30-minute drive, and just in case like there's traffic or anything, I'm gonna give it like another hour. So instead of leaving here at 5, I'm gonna leave at 4. I got Five Guys just because I was so disappointed at that burger steakhouse place. So I got a hot dog wrapped in bacon and cheese. And I did not need this much food, but what the heck. Probably have the rest of it tomorrow. We'll taste it together. Hopefully it's not disappointing like the restaurant was. Anyway, I have a headache. I'm so ready to go home, guys. As beautiful as this trip was, it's a long time away from Snoopy and from home. Thank you so much, God, for this meal. May it be delicious, please. Now that's a burger. Oh, that's so good. If you've never had Five Guys before, highly recommend. Can you tell I'm tired? I'm so exhausted. My makeup's running. Normally, I'm so strict with my sleep schedule just because I've suffered with insomnia my whole life. But now, because of this trip, I'm like, now I get it. Now I get why I'm up in the wee hours of the night. Maybe I'm supposed to live in Europe. As much as I love and appreciate Spanish, I don't really want to live somewhere where I have to speak it as like my primary language. Okay, love you. Bye. Good morning, guys. It is officially my last day here in Spain, and I am definitely ready to go home. I feel like if I would have left 2 days ago, I wouldn't have felt ready, but I'm definitely ready. I don't know. There's still time to do things, so I'm going to ask the hotel if they can hold my bag. And I'm going to go visit the San Francisco cathedral. And then I'll head back. If I see something that I want to eat on the way back, I'll eat. If not, I'm not going to eat. I miss Snoopy so much. So much. And I know he misses me. I got to see him on FaceTime today. And he looks so sad. I'm like, he never looked like that before. My poor baby. I feel like he's so sad without his mommy. This was tough. So I'm at the last restaurant. It's called the Vips. I went to it in Segovia. And I had their breakfast sandwich and some fries, and it was really good. So I saw this pasta when I was walking past the other day, and I haven't been able to get it off my mind. And so God told me, he's like, go eat it, or else you're going to regret it. If you leave and you don't eat it, you're going to be thinking about it. So I was like, okay. So that's what I'm doing. I asked for hot sauce, and they brought me this. And oh my gosh, guys, this is so good. I'm so glad I came here.
Like I know a friend, I wanna know you, Lord. I wanna know you, Lord. Like I know a friend, I wanna know you, Lord. So I'm laying down all my religion. I'm box you in, but I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord.
I bought this shirt at Urban Outfitters. It says lucky, and I just love the way that it feels. Like, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed, but it can look like luck from the outside perspective. People that don't know God are like, dang, that girl's lucky. It's like, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed, yes, as Nicki Minaj would say. Apparently there's not going to be information on my flight gate until 7:05, and it's currently 6 p.m. I just looked at the footage and I have black stuff on my lips, so don't judge me. I just finished eating. It was like a quinoa vegan salad. So yeah, from here I get to London in 3 hours. It's a 3-hour flight, and then I'm in London for 12 hours. I still don't know what I'm going to do there. It's during the night, so I guess there's not really a nightlife there. I would have liked to have like looked around and done things, but I can't. So maybe I'll just stay at the airport for 12 hours. It's fine.
I used to think that I could box you in, but I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I wanna know you, Lord. Lord, I've been told to be ashamed. Lord, I've been told I don't measure up. Lord, I've been told I'm not good enough, but you're here with me. And I reach out and you find me in the dust. You say no amount of untruth can separate us. I reach out, and I reach out and you find me in the dust. And you say no amount of untruth can separate us. I reach out, oh, I reach out and you find me in the dust. And you say no amount of untruths can separate us. Oh, I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice.
I'm officially at home, thank God. It was so cute when I got home. My nephews greeted me. I gave them their gifts. My mom greeted me. Well, my mom picked me up from the airport. But it was a really sweet experience. And like one of my nephews, when I got home, he's like, Thea's here. And he comes running down the stairs. He's like, you're home, you're home. He's like, you're back from Paris. And I started laughing. And then he's like, I mean, Spain. It was cute. 10-hour flights are insane. Like, I can't even believe that that experience exists in this lifetime, just because of what it takes to sit on a plane for 10 hours and you're around so many people, and it's like I couldn't even rest just because I was overstimulated, just because I'm very sensitive. So it was definitely a lot for me. The overall experience of Spain was worth it to me. So love that part. Don't love being on the plane for 10 hours with a bunch of strangers. Maybe if it was like a private jet, that would be better. So like one day when Snoopy saw me, he was going crazy. And I picked him up and I was holding him, and he was like in between whimpering, licking me, whimpering, and he was overwhelmed with emotion. And I know he missed his mommy. I missed him so much. And so, yeah, it feels good to be home with him. Okay, so let me tell you the story time of what happened at the airport. When I got to London, when I got to the London airport, I was so out of it at that point, okay? Like around 11 o'clock at night, and got off the plane. I was lugging around all my luggage, and then I get to where you check in your bags. The whole airport was closed because I guess London airport closes. It's not an overnight airport. My online account told me that I had to show my passport because usually I could get my ticket online and then just upload it to my Apple Wallet. And in this scenario, it wasn't letting me do that. I was like, no, you have to check in person and you have to show them your passport. And I was like, okay. So I went to her. I gave her my phone to show her what the account was saying. And after she gave me my boarding pass from London to Texas and then from Texas to Ontario, I walked away. I walked all the way downstairs, all the way to where the exit is of the airport. And if you're familiar with airports, there is a point of no return, right? Like once you make it past this point, you are not allowed back into the airport no matter what. And the only way back in is with the ticket, going through customs, going through security, and all of that jazz. Finally get to the third floor of the airport, but I'm already on the outside, right? I'm spending the night at the airport, but I did make a friend on a flight to Spain and they lived in London, so I was going to message them that I was there. So I looked down at where my phone is in my fanny pack and it's not in there. And I was like, no, where is my phone? I'm like, it wouldn't be anywhere else. I wouldn't have put it anywhere else. I'm like, oh my goodness, my phone, I left it. And then I thought I had left it where I showed my passport. Not with the ticket lady, but like when you come in through customs, they make you show them your passport to the passport police. I thought that's where I had left it, not with the lady that gave me my boarding pass. I ended up going back downstairs to the first floor. I was exhausted at this point. All I wanted to do was sleep. I go to information and information points me to a room like all the way down at the end of the airport and tells me to go there to tell them what happened. And so I go there and they're like, well, the whole airport is closed right now. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till 5 a.m. in order for them to help you and with the lost and found and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's so terrible. Like I'm literally stuck. It's somewhere I've never been before. My phone is gone. Like it was the worst moment, right? After such a beautiful trip, I was like, what is happening? I ended up just being really sad. I cried. I definitely cried. And normally I don't care, right? Like I have insurance on my phone. If I lost my phone, I don't care about that. It was more so just being so far away from home and just feeling like, how am I going to do this? I don't have a way to contact my family, like all kinds of things. And then fortunately I had my laptop because of homework. And so I was able to message my sister through iMessage because I connected to the airport Wi-Fi. And I was like, hey, check where my phone is. It was where I left it. I left it with that woman. And so I told my sister to try calling it. She tried calling it. They weren't answering. So I ended up going upstairs and I made a little bed out of the cart where I pushed my luggage. I had my little neck pillow and I put my feet up on this little platform. And so it was like a little bed. And I was like in and out of sleep because I was trying to charge my laptop to make sure it was fully charged just in case I had to get a hold of my family. So I recently got a new phone number and Instagram isn't letting me update my new phone number because it's like, I don't know, Instagram is weird. It says something like, you can't update your phone number until you've had this device for a long period of time because I can't prove that my old number, the only way they would believe me is if I still had access to my old phone number and I don't anymore. So I was like, look, God, if you bring me my phone back, I will continue to make posts. If you don't bring me my phone back, I'm done with social media. Like, I'm just over it. I fell asleep and then I woke up out of nowhere from my sleep. I woke up and I turn around and I see the woman that I left my phone with. I was like, what in the world is happening? She starts walking towards me because she recognizes me. She's like, oh, isn't that? And she's walking with another flight attendant. I was like, oh my goodness, you have no idea what I went through after I realized I lost my phone. I was like, thank you so much. And she gave it to me. And then I was like trying to find the words to explain to her the experience that I was experiencing in that moment because it felt so supernatural. Like, what the heck? Like, this is a gigantic airport. What are the odds that she found me? I woke up at the exact moment that she was passing by. And so I knew it was God. She's like, sweetheart, don't even worry about it. Cause like I was at a loss of words and she could tell that I was trying to like say something and I didn't even know what I was trying to say. I was just in awe. Like I could not believe what I was experiencing. And she's like, sweetheart, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Like I'm just so grateful. She's like, we were walking and I just looked over and I was like, wow, that's such a good idea. But she couldn't see my face. She could only see behind me. And she just was saying to the flight attendant, the little bed I had made was such a great idea. And she's like, I was just telling her that, I looked over and I saw how you had set yourself up. And I was like, wow, that's such a great idea. And then you turn around and I saw that it was you. And so if I wouldn't have turned around, she wouldn't have realized it was me. And if I wouldn't have woken up in that exact moment, I wouldn't have gotten my phone back essentially. And so it was just a really cool experience. I was just so grateful to God. And then I started feeling really vulnerable just because I was so far away from home. I had a 10-hour flight ahead of me and Spain was officially over. And so I was feeling very sensitive. And then after losing my phone, and then God literally brought it back to me. A man sits next to me, right? He's like fixing his luggage and stuff. And then he starts humming. It was a gospel song and he was humming it. And I recognized it as soon as he started humming it. And I started crying. I started crying because out of all people that could have sat next to me in that moment, and out of all the songs in the world to have been able to sing after what I had just went through, and for him to sing that, it was like realizing in that moment that God was with me. I mean, he was with me my whole trip. A bunch of supernatural things happened where God was just confirming that he was by my side. And I just felt so safe and so connected to God, and all of the different experiences that I went through that taught me even more about him and how the history of Spain, God is at the center of it. Jesus Christ is at the center of so much of the history in Spain. In that moment when that guy started humming that, it was like, I felt like that was God using that guy to show me that he's there with me in that moment. And I just started crying. Just because as beautiful as this whole experience was, right? It was my first time being that far away from home. And being far away from like what I find comfortable. And there was moments where it was really scary, but I stayed positive and I knew that God was with me. And in that moment, that was just God confirming to me that he was with me. And so it was such a beautiful experience. And just having my phone back and just feeling like, God, like you answered my prayer, and he answered it when I was sleeping. And that's the best part about God is like, sometimes, yes, sometimes we have to move. Sometimes it's our responsibility to do something, right? God will call us to do certain things, but sometimes God wants us to trust in him and that he's working things out and that he's doing the things that he doesn't expect us to do. Like we can rest in him and he will find a way to get things to you, no matter how crazy it might seem. And last night I was looking at trips to Italy because I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm ready for my next trip. Like not completely ready for my next trip, right? Like I'm not trying to go tomorrow, but I'm ready to plan it. That's going to be my next trip. But thank you for coming to Spain with me. I learned so much on this trip. I learned that I'm pretty much a badass and that I can do anything through God who gives me strength. Because in my own power, I would not have been able to take a trip that far away, that out of my comfort zone. And I feel like it changed me. It changed me on a cellular level. I feel like my confidence grew in this because I showed myself that I could do something so like big like this, to travel by myself. Overall, I managed to do it and I managed to have a really great time. The 10-hour flight back I almost looked forward to it in a sense because I knew what I was coming back home to. I knew that I was coming back to a life that I love and that I cherish, and a life that I have cultivated alongside God, my creator, and a life that brings joy to me, a life that is fulfilling to me. And knowing that I was coming back home to that was very special. I think that was another thing that I realized. Going to Spain wasn't one of those things. It wasn't an escape, right? Because I have traveled in the past where I was trying to escape my home life because it was so overwhelming. And there was things going on in my life that I was trying to get away from. Whereas in this scenario, I was excited to come back home. I was excited to come back to the life that God and I have, like I said earlier, cultivated alongside one another. And I was coming home to something beautiful. And for that, I'm forever grateful because there's nothing more special than that, to come home and to be happy and to come to a home that you are proud of and a home that you feel safe in, right? And I didn't have that for many years of my life. So to have that now in my lifetime, it's very special and it's very sacred. And so, yeah, thank you for traveling with me.
Gospel, and I will rejoice.